Hello, KSPers. So what we're going to be doing is a flight to Duna and back again. This is my first video, and it is 3 o'clock in the morning, so please bear with me if I make a complete ass out of myself. And with that said, let's get this show on the road. Okay, so currently I have the game in complete vanilla. I have no mods installed, no mech jeb, parts, anything, and we're going to be doing this in career mode. Alright, so here's our little base. Kerbal Space Central. Alright, so as you can see, I've already got pretty much everything unlocked. There's this one little automated part here for large probes. It's only one part. I'm not that concerned about it. It's the only thing that's not currently unlocked. So let's get her going here. Alright. Alright, so here's all the ships that I've built throughout this career. So obviously the Mark 1s are smaller and the Mark 3s are bigger, etc., etc. As I've gained technology, I would have to say the vehicles themselves have grown in exponential in size. So we'll go down. We want the Jupiter series. I'm very unoriginal, so you know, just name them Jupiter, just like I believe there was some Jupiter shuttles or rockets at some point in history. Alright, so let's see here. What do we want? We want this baby right here. So 499 parts, 22 stages. Yeah. Alright, let's load this. And I'll take the default Kerbals. Everyone loves Jebediah, so we're going to go with him and his two cronies there. Alright, so while this is loading, just a little bit background about myself. This is my first video, so as I said, please bear with me. A little background on myself. I'm an electrical engineer by trade. I just recently actually switched careers to being a paramedic and been enjoying that immensely. So, with that said, I do have a little bit of a technology background. I'm no genius by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have a little bit of knowledge, at least with electricity, so I'm not a total knucklehead, just minor knucklehead. Alright, so anyways, for those of you who actually haven't tried this game, Kerbal Space program is amazing. I highly recommend it. For those of you who are like me in the last couple days who have unfortunately bought X Rebirth and were, let's say, just a little underwhelmed, I highly suggest getting this game. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. I've been enjoying it. I think I've got, I don't know, 400 hours logged into it already. It's really fantastic. It's fairly realistic. I give it some, there is some physics issues with it. It is still in beta. And you know what? As for a beta game, it's pretty seamless. There's a few things that need to be worked on. I mean, they could definitely improve the graphics a little bit, or at least the graphics aren't bad, but like as I pan around here, you can see the world's a little bit empty. But you know what? I don't look at it as an eye candy game. It's more of a let's put some thought into a space program kind of game. So it's challenging. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. Alright, so anyways, now that I've given my spiel for Squad and have given them their kudos for an amazing game, so let's get this show on the road here. Alright, so I've loaded up my vehicle. As you can see, it's pretty hefty size. These are all stock parts. As I said, we're in vanilla. This is actually campaign mode. Alright, so a little rundown of what we have here. Alright, so as with the popular builds of the day, this is actually built in what they consider a asparagus style of build. So essentially the outer tanks these are fuel lines right here. The outer tanks transfer fuel towards the center of the vehicle. So the outer tanks actually get used up first, and as they get used up, they actually drop off in pairs until there's only the central part of the vehicle left. I've also got 4 modules here. They're just solid boosters. You can see there's quite a few of them there. This really gives the vehicle a lot of power. She gets up there really fast. And alright, so right here what we got is the command module. It has 4 nuclear engines on it, which are not that powerful, but they're pretty efficient, so the fuel goes a long way. Beneath the command module, this is the actual lander module. So we're going to be going to Duna, and the goal is to land, do some experiments, bum around a little bit, and then launch, get back to Kerbal, which is the planet the Kerbals live on, for those of you who don't have this game. And for those of you who do have this game, you will notice that this is a pretty beefy lander. Well, it needs enough fuel, enough thrust to actually get down to the planet and leave again. So yeah, it's a pretty beefy, heavy lander. It's got quite a few struts. It's got a central motor, which is actually being hidden right now beneath this wall here, this bulkhead. Lots of parachutes. The atmosphere on Duna is pretty thin, but I'm going to be using these parachutes to slow my descent. So just giving you a little background on the vehicle. We'll get this going pretty soon. It too is also done in an asparagus type of build, so these tanks will drop off in pairs as the fuel gets used up. And of course, it's hard to see, but right in here we have a rover that we're going to bring along. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Right now all the Kerbals are in the command module at the top. Alright, so let's get her going. So I'm going to crank up the throttle here and turn on the SAS, which is a sort of auto-stabilization feature. It's very handy to have turned on. Otherwise, I'm sure people who play this can attest, it's a real pain in your backside to keep these things stable. You're just going crazy on the directional controls. The SAS makes a big difference. Alright, so let's get this puppy going. There's a lot of stages. I think there was 22 stages. Lots of stages. Alright, so let's get her going. that poor guy through, and as everyone else who plays this game has put that poor guy through, I guess he really doesn't have anything to lose by this point. Alright, so now we're out of the middle atmosphere, we're entering the upper atmosphere, we'll be hitting orbit very soon, so I'm going to start traversing on an angle.